The key of the whole system is the Thunderstorm generator.
The Thunderstorm generator.
The Thunderstorm generator,
Dun,
yes.
dun, dun.
Like one of the people that I met in Arkansas, his son-in-law is a mechanic. And they sent him the specs and the components. He built the thing in his shop and tested it. I've seen his video.
Really?
Yeah, it took him 5 hours to retrofit an internal combustion engine. And he sends back to his uncle, his father-in-law, he says, well, I don't know how it worked, but I hooked it up and it worked. And he put the gas analyzer there in the exhaust pipe and saw for himself what changed when he turned the technology on and then when he turned it off. So, and I'm at that point where, okay, I've seen enough now, and I've seen it myself work. I have been in the lab and seen it work. I've stood right there while independent engineers and scientists with their equipment were testing. And so I watched myself and have seen it. And I was already convinced because I'd seen probably half a dozen videos, because every time it's been tested, there have been video recordings of it. And I'd seen the videos from the Albuquerque at the Tesla Tech conference. And George Howard, who was a total skeptic, he was there. And he came away, oh, well. So there's a video of him getting down. You've got they're running a generator without the technology, and they had to move it outside because the fumes were so strong, right? Coming out of the exhaust fumes were coming out of the exhaust pipe were so strong they had to move the thing outside onto the loading dock, right? They turned the technology on, and within about a couple of minutes, instead of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and other hydrocarbons coming out, they've all gone down to just a small percentage. Some of them we've even zeroed out. And what's coming out is like 20% oxygen. Optimum atmospheric levels of oxygen that you would be breathing in a pristine, unpolluted, natural environment. And that's what's coming out of the exhaust.
This is 20% oxygen in here right now, right?
Probably not that much inside here. But if you were out in, as George Lush put it, in a pristine alpine meadow with unpolluted air, and you're breathing that's what's coming out of the exhaust.
Wow.
So this is Gary Ling. He's in London, and he's been overseeing the build out of the big industrial. Now this is a couple of years ago where they were still testing like backyard scale of things. So he's got this in his backyard. They've built the thing. They've hooked it up to a Honda generator, and I'm going to fast forward through some of it, but he gives a good explanation of what's going on. Let's see if I can. Okay, so he's pointing to the gas analyzer here.
Okay.
And they're going to hook up, they're going to take the probe from the analyzer, and they're going to put it, the exhaust pipe is down here, and they're going to feed it into the exhaust pipe.
Okay.
I think this is the guy who has built it according to Malcolm's specifications. Yeah, so he's now going to uncover. So you see the generator there. And, okay, so I'm going to pause it right here for a second. Okay, so this is the ionizer. So they feed air into the top. It's subjected to UV light of a frequency of about 100 microns. And then that comes down here in this pipe, and then it's mixed with water, and that comes in, and here's the bubblers where the cavitation bubbles are created. And when those billions of cavitation bubbles collapse, they emit a light. They emit frequency of UV light, ultraviolet light, at the same frequency as the pre-ionizer chamber. And it was this pre-ionizer chamber that is the key to being able to generate the plasmas at lower energies than it would normally take to cause that disassociation between electrons and neutrons. Okay, I don't fully understand exactly how it works. Again, get me back on 6 months and I should be able to be a little bit more,
so this it's UV. That's where the energy is coming from, the UV light.
The UV light, I wouldn't say that's where the energy is coming from. Okay. But the UV is emitted when those cavitation bubbles collapse.
Okay. Now,
that UV light, perhaps, again, my understanding of this is still in its infancy. Over here, this thing right here is where the water intake. The water is fed in here, and it goes down, and that water comes up here into the bubbler. And then the bubbler captures those plasmoids and feeds them into the Thunderstorm generator, which you can't see here. But as we go around, let's see, I'll fast forward here as he's coming around. Here we go. He's pointing out and he's explaining how the bubbler works. And then he's coming around. Yes. So here he's talking. He says, this is the center of the whole system. This is your Thunderstorm generator right here.
Okay.
And if people want to kind of get the basic principle of how the Thunderstorm generator looks, look up the Rank, R-A-N-Q-U-E, Rank Hilch vortex tube.
The Rank Hilch vortex tube. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe Stephen can.
Yeah, Steve can pull it up.
But actually, I think I've got a slide of it here. So this is the heart of the system here, is the Thunderstorm generator. And what it does is it takes room temperature air and separates it into extremely hot and extremely cold, and then brings them back together. And in that, so you've got a stream of plasma that's really hot and a stream that's really cold. So it's mimicking, in a way, a thunderstorm, which brings together a cold front and a hot front. And in a thunderstorm, now when you bring that together, what does it do? It emits lightning, right? And lightning is plasma. So somehow what he's done is he's come up with a system of mimicking the thunderstorm. And so let's see. Let me just go ahead and jump ahead here. I think they're going to, he's explaining the operation of the Thunderstorm generator right there. Take a good look at these are actually, there's another sphere inside the sphere. There's two spheres on each end. There's another sphere inside, and then there's a pipe or a tube, and it has another tube going inside it.
Okay.
And so here you can see the gas analyzer has been fed into the exhaust right here. So what they're going to do is they're going to do a series of tests, turning on the technology and turning it off, and then watching what happens to the change in the emissions that are coming out. So there he's hooking it up. They're running the gas analyzer. And let's see here. We don't have the volume, so I'm not sure exactly what part. This is Gary Ling here. This is actually his backyard where they've built this thing, and he's friends with Malcolm and has known him for years. I probably skipped over, but they've got...
So the exhaust coming out of that thing is 20% oxygen.
That could be 19, could be 20. The highest I've seen is 20.9%. So is that the main reason people would want to use this, is to lower carbon emissions and to decrease like pollution and things like that? Or are there any other that would be
benefits of using this technology?
One of the main reasons. Okay, look at here. Let's see what we got happening here. They're zooming in on the analyzer. Let's see. So he's turning let's see, what do we got? Did he just turn the technology on? Oh, he just turned the technology off. So you can see this is carbon monoxide right here, CO. Let me back up just a little bit. Let's see, let's go in, let's see. Okay, yeah, so you can see there, okay, there you are. That's with the technology on.
Carbon emissions is what, zero?
Zero. Let's see, so carbon monoxide is the top reading, and hydrocarbons is, let's see, so this is percent of carbon monoxide. This is the parts per million of hydrocarbons in general.
Got it.
So now they will turn the technology back off, and then we'll see what happens as soon as he turns the technology off.
This guy's a terrible cameraman.
Well, yes. But, yes, that's why we had professionals out at the Tesla Tech. Come on here, let's just fast forward a little bit here. Okay, so now he's presumably going to turn it off. It's been a couple of months since I've watched this.
Okay, he just turned it off.
And the generator's running, so let's see what's going to happen there now. Okay, so now you can see what happened. He's turning, look here, you can see the carbon monoxide percentage going up, hydrocarbons parts per million Or no, okay, so he's turned it on, now he's turned it off. I mean, I'm sorry. So now he's turned the technology back. I guess I skipped forward a little bit too much. So now he's turned the technology back on. So what we're seeing is that those numbers are going down. You see that?
Okay.
See it?